Under-Secretary General and Executive Secretary of ESCAP, Ms. Armida Salcia Pallis-Javana, for an introduction on the lecture series.
Pan.ɡi.mun, the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all in the ESCAP Distinguished Person Lecture Series. Today, we are very pleased and honored to have with us Mr. Pan.ɡi.mun. SG-Ban does not need any introduction for this audience, comprising colleagues from diplomatic corps based in Bangkok, UN family, academics, and students. During his 10-year distinguished service as the world's top diplomat, SG-Ban made tireless efforts and played a catalytic leadership for bringing 193 member states together to agree on the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, as well as other very important agreements such as the Paris Climate Agreement back then in 2015. Importantly, he has not shown any sign of desire to slow down, as you know that he's now here with us in Bangkok. SG-Ban continues to provide his leadership in national, regional, and global agendas. As chair of many organizations and activities, just to name one, which is as chair of the National Council on Climate and Air Quality of the Republic of Korea, and devastating wildfires. These are the intertwined impacts of climate change and pollution. We are committed to respond to these emerging development challenges. We cannot be bystanders anymore. In Asia and the Pacific, it is our historic opportunity to consider how we can be a solution provider, raise ambition, and create space for transformative action in response to the climate crisis. We must step up collective efforts to move on to low-carbon pathways, start innovative transition in key sectors including industry, transport, and energy, and scale up global and regional coordination for actions that transcend all frontiers. As some member states have already provided us with a clear guidance, as all of you may recall, last year, the outcome of the 75th Commission session is the resolution, one of the outcomes is the resolution on strengthening regional cooperation to tackle air pollution challenges in Asia and the Pacific, on the challenge of climate change and air pollution. I also would like to acknowledge and recognize the work of our colleagues from the interagency group that is helping accelerate UN's action. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, finally, to mark the 75th anniversary of the United Nations and to embark on the decade of action to deliver SDGs by 2030, I am truly very pleased to re-energize the ESCAP Distinguished Person Lecture Series.
To the United Nations, ESCAP. It is also partnership and friendship that I'm still working, even though I'm a private citizen, for all the values and principles and programs which we were working together. I'm still traveling around the world, doing almost the similar things you are doing now. So please remember that I'm one of your partners, and you can use me all the times. And thank you very much for this warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2018, the IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, has strongly warned that unless we contain the global temperature rise below 1.5 degrees Celsius, we will have no hope, and we will have to regret for our succeeding generation as well as our only planet Earth. Just last week, on January 23rd, I was in Washington, D.C. as one of the members of the Elders. This Elders group was founded by Nelson Mandela as a small group of 4 or and Nobel laureates, working together for peace, development, human rights, and equality. The main purpose of me was to unveil the doomsday clock. You know that this is the indicator how close we are to the doomsday because of the nuclear war. The hand of this watch clock is stopped and advanced to 11 o'clock, 58 minutes and 20 seconds. That means we have only 100 seconds to the midnight. 100 seconds after, if anything does not happen to stop all this nuclear threat, then that will be the end of humanity and our Earth. At the same time, this doomsday clock event has two purposes. One is a nuclear threat, another one is a climate crisis, climate threat.
Other countries. So what do you think? Do we have a chance into this green growth paradigm to come back, and which is really a low carbon green growth paradigm? What do you think?
That's a very good question. As you may know, there is an international organization called the Global Green Growth Institute, where, again, I'm working as a chairman and the president of the assembly and chairman of the council. I think our answer for all the challenges which we are now facing is to promote green growth. So I think, but to do that, we have to really provide the necessary assistance, financial, technological assistance to many developing countries, particularly when it comes to climate phenomena. Then it is morally not correct when those countries who contributed least to the current climate phenomena should bear all the burdens, while developed countries, they have just abused all these privileges, but still they are okay because they have technology and resources, etc. Therefore, this we really try to provide the necessary technological assistance, as well as try to provide some financial assistance. But international organization, whatever it may be, does not have all the monies and all the resources. We now try to bankering project with the institutions. So it is also very important that we work together, particularly the developed countries, OECD countries. I think they should provide much more financial support. This global climate green fund, which was established by the Paris Climate Agreement, and also OECD countries, Americans, European Union, and Japan, they have provided publicly that they will provide $100 billion a year. By this year, by the end of this year, we should have $100 billion. And every year thereafter, we should provide $100 billion every year. But as you may know, this Green Climate Fund, GCF, is almost empty shell, because the US is not paying, then the European Union doesn't have much appetite. So it's a huge crisis at this time. I hope that with the fifth year coming, and with COP26 in Glasgow coming, we should renew our commitment. And that's what I'm really emphasizing all the times. Thank you.
A breath of fresh air to have heard all the initiatives that you have driven.
Mr. Ban Ki-mun. What I wanted to hear from you was the wealth of experience you've had. I think if you look back at all the environmental movements globally, one that has worked really well in terms of bringing all countries together on the same page was the movement in terms of solving the ozone hole. And I wanted to hear from you about what was the thing that caused every country to work outside, to take off their hat and come together, and if there will be lessons learned for trying to solve air pollution and the climate crisis that we're facing now. Thank you.
That is also another important issue. Now, then why we are suffering from this climate phenomena at this time? It's more than phenomena now, it's a crisis, climate threat, climate crisis. The quickest way and best way, a natural way, answer would be we really try to use clean or cleanest energy. Then many countries, European Union, and they are now just committed to transition to non-fossil fuel by at the latest by 2050. Some countries in European countries, they declared by 2035, by the 2030, that there are some countries who declare that they will transit to no fossil fuel, while some countries like Australia or those, Brazil, there are some countries who are still sticking to this fossil fuel, and there is some reluctance of oil-rich countries. But general trend, general understanding and commitment is that by 2050 we have to go no fossil fuel. Just emitting all this greenhouse gases emission into the atmosphere really makes our ozone affected. So that really everybody now knows. There are some issues what to do with nuclear energy. There is some nuclear energy. This is depending upon the countries where people live. When Australia convened the G20 summit in 2014, the Prime Minister at that time announced that at least we have to use another 100 years. Can they argue that way at this time? I'm sorry to pinpoint any particular country. I'm not blaming any particular country, but there should be some political will. When there was a wholeheartedly adopted the Paris Climate Change Agreement, then we have to go by those rules. We have to go by the books which have agreed. In that regard, the people believe that the Glasgow COP26 will be crucially important, because this year is also 5th year of the adoption of the Paris Climate Change Agreement. The countries should submit their NCD, nationally determined contributions. I hope they will all come with the most ambitious targets. Thank you very much.